Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight?
Doing good, how about
Doing all right. Are we ready to play some D&D?
you? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Quick recap of what happened last week. So the Grimm made an attempt to take a long rest, and after that, when everything started vanishing into non-existence around them, from the back door to the lights to the columns in the next room, they ran through tunnels like little mice. Voices started speaking to them in their minds, telling them either to open their eyes or to close them, telling them to stop, telling them to run, telling them to turn around or to keep going. Some voices were ignored, some were paid attention to, and now everyone has been split up. I'm going to have all of you roll initiative just so that I can keep everyone in order. It's not going to appear on your screen, it's just going to be for me.
Okay. Get back here, you little.
Hey, same roll!
Yay!
Hey, that's not bad.
Wait, no.
Again, this is just for me to keep things in order. It has... Apparently the dice decide that y'all should decide the order. The dice say that...
Except for Boren.
Okay, we'll do Boren
was
first, which is
Just
fine.
reversed.
After that,
You just go clockwise.
yeah, we'll do Boren first, and then Carrie, then Locke, then Despina, most likely. If I move things around, don't yell at me, it's just because I feel like it.
Okay.
Again, this was mostly just for me to have someone to start with.
Because if we actually had to take care of initiative, we'd all have to re-roll.
And it was like,
God
oh,
damn.
how did you know my roll already when you said same roll? Like, wait, I didn't put it in the chat yet.
Okay.
I was just like, oh, how cute, it's Carrie and Locke. And Despina.
Damn it.
And then
I'm
Boren's the same, just in reverse.
Yep.
Man.
Anyway,
I know my
let's
lottery numbers for tonight.
let's get going. Boren, you've realized by now that you are alone. And you are consciously ignoring the voices in your head that are telling you that you are abandoning your friends and leaving them behind even when they need you most. And you keep running despite the pain in your legs and in your chest from your lungs heaving from having been running for so long. And eventually the voices start to quiet down. The ground beneath you is a solid stone. You occasionally hear just small pebbles, just bits of rock, being kicked as you run. You breathe deeply through your nose. Your eyes are closed, like one of the voices told you they should be. And you've kept them that way. The light on the other side of your eyelids isn't near so bright and painful. Instead, it starts to dim to a more comfortable, as if you were in a room and you closed your eyes. You know that there's light around you, but it's not glaring through your eyelids. You're given the opportunity to stop for just a few moments and take a few deep breaths. And as you do so, it smells familiar. You smell slurry. I want you to roll me a perception check.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm getting all my good rolls out of the way.
Okay. Far off in the distance, beating a steady, steady rhythm. Locke, to be fair, this one doesn't involve his sight.
Okay.
We've acknowledged that he's blind.
That explains it.
This one relies almost exclusively on his senses of hearing and smell. Far off in the distance, it's familiar to you. The smell of the slurry, the result of runoff from a mine. The sound of pickaxes against stone. In a steady rhythm. The voice in your head, effeminate and quiet, tells you that it's time to keep moving now. So you stand straight and tall, and you start running again. You still don't know what direction you're running in. When you put your hand out, you can feel the walls of... If you had to take a guess, you'd say a cave. Occasionally, your hand comes across a steel beam, but they never seem to be in your way. You never seem to trip over anything. You do feel a slight give beneath your feet on occasion. Nothing extreme, but comparative to the give that is differential between wooden planks and stone. You're running down rails. The closer you get, the louder the sound in the distance becomes. A deep humming echoing through the cavern. And it's incredibly, painfully familiar to you. And you keep running. Before long, you are almost right up on the sound of the pickaxes against stone and of men singing as they hammer away at the wall. You hear a brass horn. Just one. to the familiar rhythm. To you, it means lunchtime, because you know this sound. What do you do?
I go get me some food.
So you're opening your eyes?
No.
Okay.
I would like to follow the sound of the horn. To the best of my ability.
Okay. Sound of the pickaxes stops. And you hear your brothers. The 6 that can speak and the 1 that can't and uses his horn to communicate. And you can hear them all talking. You're not quite on them yet. Your eyes are closed, but you know you hear them in the distance. You're sure of it. I want you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Logically, you fully acknowledge that this isn't real. In your mind, you know it. But your mind is drawn toward the familiarity, toward the family that you miss so badly. And part of you wants to open your eyes just to see your brothers, knowing that where they're going, Sister White is waiting, because you want to see her too. The woman who raised all 8 of you. You miss them. But you know that they are not real. Not here, at least. Your brothers make small talk up ahead of you. You recognize when they're responding to your youngest brother because they respond to literally nothing as he speaks exclusively through the sound of his horn and sign language. A language that you are fluent in. But you can't see Mephelis. You slow down. Now you have to make a choice. Are you going to follow your brothers? Do what Boren would do, not what you think is best.
I know. I think Bourne would say, I'm sorry, but I'll be home. And he continues on.
Okay. You continue on past. You hear one of your older brothers say your name. Talking about how you're going the wrong way. Lunch is this way. Where do you think you're going? Pardon my voice there, it... Hold on.
It's all good.
Andrew, you are super quiet, bro.
I mean, he's also not
wrong
saying
side.
much.
Yeah, I know.
Better?
A little bit.
Okay.
Born,
And
where do you think you're going? Lunch is this way. You
like-
recognize that voice well. And I'm willing to bet you can guess which brother that was.
Yeah, I can guess. Sorry, I'm not hungry, but there are things I need to get done.
We can keep mining later, Born. You need food. You need to eat. You've got that trip in, what, 2 weeks?
But I already left for the trip.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, yes I did. I've had an adventure since I left. I've met a group of idiots. Don't know how much I can trust them yet, but I gotta keep them alive.
You hear your
I
brother
don't know where they are.
You hear your brother scoff. Didn't think you'd be the one with your head in the clouds. Come on. Why are your eyes closed? Come get lunch.
Because this isn't real.
Not real? Are you fucking kidding me? Fine. You wanna hang out in a dusty old mine? Be my fucking guest. Doc's gonna yell at you later.
Ah. I bet he will.
You hear Angir walking away. You imagine in your head the expression that he has on his face, and it's familiar to you. One of annoyance, just rolling his eyes and shaking his head.
RBF.
What?
Resting bitch face.
Yeah. You continue on through the tunnel. You hear no voice in your head. Just the echo of your footsteps as you keep on going. We're going to move on to Carrie.
Boy.
Carrie, beneath your feet the ground is soft and lush. And there's a familiar sense of the world about you that you don't really feel on the prime material plane. A feeling that the world is just so bursting with life and magic around you. You've already taken your break, as the voice told you to. You felt the pat on your head, and then you kept on going. You don't always feel trees when you reach your hand out to the side to figure out where exactly you are. Sometimes there is nothing there. You smell flowers. You can hear birds off in the distance, and the rustle of leaves and trees and creatures and beings that your current compatriots have yet to ever see and perhaps never will. But you know them because you've lived here. You grew up here. You know here. Your feet walk familiar pathways through the trees, even as you cannot see where you are going, because they are pathways that you have walked 100, 1,000 times before. Far off in the distance, you can hear a baby crying.
What?
A little infant, and memories flood back.
No.
You cannot take care of her on your own, dearie. Let me help you. I will take her home with me. She needs medical attention. And then I will come back for you. All right?
All right.
You feel a weight being lifted from your arms by old, decrepit hands with long, bony fingers. In your mind's eye, you imagine a familiar, toothy grin that you have had nightmares about.
Oh.
There's a snap of twigs and a crunch of leaves and a rush of wind around you. What do you do?
Guess I keep running.
The baby's crying grows farther and farther away.
What?
Moving
Us.
impossibly faster than you.
I'm going to run as fast as I can, even if I'm overexerting myself.
Roll me an athletics check.
Oh no. Oh no.
You trip over your own feet, over roots you don't remember being there. There's a cackle in the distance, and you know you have made a grave mistake.
Not again!
What do you do?
I'm going to get up and keep running.
Okay. You rush back to your feet, and you run and run, but before long, you don't hear the baby anymore. There's no one there that you can hear. You keep running. You feel your shoulder brush against a tree. It's almost like the trees are moving. Far off in the distance, you hear a different voice. A woman's voice. Singing. It's a language you know now, but you didn't know then. Oh, you poor child. I want you to roll me a wisdom check. You hear your godmother's voice in the distance. You're certain of it. And she's growing nearer, and you can hear the crunch of autumn leaves beneath her feet. Which you were certain you were in the spring section of the Feywilds. You were sure of it. But now you're not. And you can smell the maple and the trees. And you can feel the leaves beneath your own feet. And you come to a stop. And you want to stay here. Sweetheart, where are you going?
I have to save her.
My dear, it's been years. Come inside, I'll make you some tea. You feel a warm hand on your cheek. Come along, dear.
Sorry, Godmother. But I have to keep moving.
What are you talking about? It's not time for you to leave for classes yet. Come on. It's time for tea. And we will talk through this.
I'm sorry, Godmother. I must go. Please forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive, my dear. You need to take a deep breath and calm down. I'm right here, okay? We can work through this together.
I want to believe I'm home.
You are home.
I want to so badly.
Come inside for some tea.
I can't. I have to make sure the others are all right.
What others, my dear? And she
Friends.
She pets your hair. What's wrong with your friends? Do you need me to come with you?
I'll be back in time for tea, I promise. Just give me a moment.
All right. I'll put the kettle on. I'll be waiting for you.
I love you, Godmother.
Why are your eyes closed?
I am not sure I have time to explain.
You're too old for fantasies, dear.
This isn't a fantasy, I'm afraid.
Darling, I know you were speaking, but I didn't hear a word you said after "I'm afraid it isn't a fantasy."
This isn't a fantasy. I think this is worse. I'll explain in due time.
She cups your face in her hands and presses a kiss to your forehead. Be safe, my darling.
Will. Promise.
Come home soon.
Will.
and you can hear her walking away. And your chest aches to stay, and you want to follow her very badly. Your feet are heavy when you try to avoid following her. Like they're made of lead. But you keep going. Slowly at first, and eventually somewhat faster. We're going to move on to Locke.
Okay.
Locke, you take a deep breath and you can feel the air and the wind from the plains around you. And it feels like home. Your people were nomadic, so home for you means many things. But one thing that it has always meant for you is open air and a cool breeze and the sun on your face and the sound of grass moving in the wind. And
It is better than some cave.
You are running. I would like for you to roll me a perception check. Okay. Far off in the distance, you can hear the quiet thunder of large, dire creatures that your people use as pack animals. You can hear the clink of their harnesses and the wheels that they are of the carts that they pull behind them as your tribe moves from one place to the next. The soft pound of massive, massive hooves against the ground and the soft grass, and you are running towards it. Even when you try to turn, even when you try to run a different direction, you are always running towards it. You can hear your father, one of the heads of your tribe, barking out orders to you and your siblings. You hear him berating you for a lackluster performance on a hunt, where you got yourself injured again. And you hear your grandmother silence him. Now is not the time for this. You feel her hand on your shoulder, and it feels bigger than you last remember it. Or maybe you feel smaller. You're not sure. You can't see. Well, why are her eyes closed? Your mother says. That is not of your concern. She will be coming with me. And your grandmother takes you to a different part of the group. You can feel her arm on your shoulder, guiding you away from your parents.
Thank you, grandmother.
Of course, dear. How is your arm? You feel
It is better.
you do feel a slight soreness in your arm, remembering a time when it did in fact get injured. Open your eyes, dear. I need to make sure you are seeing properly.
Yes, grandmother. And I'll open my eyes.
Locke, before you see your grandmother. Slightly younger than the last time you remember seeing her. Long braids draped over the front of her chest, still wearing her armor. You see her axes strapped to her back, the ones that you remember being strapped to you. When you reach back for them, they're not there. You look around in your home with your people and your grandmother.
I'm scared, grandmother.
There is nothing to fear here. I will protect you.
But I don't think I'm in the right place.
So long as I am here, my dear, you are. She pats your cheek,
No.
squeezes your shoulders, and you realize you're not wearing metal armor anymore. Your armor is made of leather. You feel heavy at your side a singular great axe. It is strapped to your belt, and it's too long for you and uncomfortable. Your braids drape over your shoulders because there's not one anymore. There's two. Your hair is longer than it was. You feel afraid, but you feel safe and secure. The thought of your friends starts to fade from your mind.
Oh, woof.
You gaze into your grandmother's eyes.
I was having a terrible dream, grandmother. My friends.
It is
I
all
had-
right. You are awake
No.
now, and I will keep you safe.
I had other friends. I was not here. I was older. And I had to leave them behind to fend for themselves, but I'm afraid for them.
Locke, I want you to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Not a check, a saving throw.
Saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Woohoo!
You start to panic. Because the longer you try to think about your friends, the more you can feel them fade from your mind.
No. No, there's Despina. She's Despina Wool. And Despina Poos.
You
There
cannot
is
remember Despina's last name anymore.
And there's Boran. He will never notice me, but he is.
Who are these strange people you speak of? We have not been in a town for months.
And Carrie. I only just met Carrie, but she is a bright light in the darkness. I care for her much the same way I was Boran.
Who are these strange people you talk of?
They were
You
my
are
friends.
speaking nonsense, Locke.
They were my friends. And my family.
Your family is here.
No.
Your father's
No, I'm
foolishness.
sorry, grandmother. I'm sorry, but no. No. They did not want me. They told me to go, and I left, and I found a new family, and I love you, grandmother, but no. This is just another part of the terrible dream. I must leave. I must go find my friends.
Find them where? We have been in the plains for months.
This is a dream. I have been in an impossible ladder. I have been on a beach for flying crabs. I have been in a stupid tunnel. I have been in a waterfall room. I have been everywhere in one dream. I need to go. Thank you, grandmother. I love you. Goodbye. Then I'm in Locos.
Your eyes are open, and all you can see around you are plains. You don't know where the path you were on is anymore.
It's a dream. Any path will do.
Will it? Locke, where do you think you are going?
To find what I've lost. Goodbye.
You are going to get yourself hurt again. Get back here.
And Locke's not gonna turn around. She's just gonna go.
You hear your father yelling to your siblings to go and collect you and bring you back.
Time to start running.
You are always the smallest of your siblings, and you have always resented that. And you can hear them coming up behind you. I want you to roll me an athletics check.
Thanks, Gary. You passed along to me, didn't you?
Oof.
Stupid, that one.
Okay. You are tackled to the ground by one of your siblings. Honestly, you can't stop causing trouble, can you? Two of your siblings grab you by the shoulders. They loop their arms under yours, and they drag you back. Can't even do one simple job right. Your
Can I fight?
grandmother and your father are arguing with each other again. Your father wants to punish you for your attempt to run away.
Can I fight my siblings off?
You'll roll contested strength checks. Hold on.
Oh.
I need you to wait for just a moment. Do not roll yet.
Not rolling yet.
Okay. Want you to roll as if your strength was 14. Okay?
Okay. So what, that would be a +2 to the strength instead of a
Instead of
+4?
+4, yes.
1 dice. Okay, 18.
You manage to knock over one of your siblings, but the other hits you on the head. What do you think you are doing? Father said to come home, so you come home. It is not that difficult, even someone as stupid as you should understand it.
Fight that one off too?
You already did, sweetie. She outrolled you.
Bitch. Actually, yeah, Locke's just gonna be bitch.
She hits you on the head again.
I hit her in the nose.
She grapples you to the ground, and you start to wrestle. We're going to roll another contested strength.
Still at a +2 instead of +4?
Still at a +2.
Fight.
19.
Okay. You manage to hit her square in the nose. And you know how easily the nose starts to bleed.
Yes.
Blood gushes from your sister's nose, and she shouts, "You little brat!" But she's stunned for a moment, long enough that you stand up and you start to run. And you look around wildly, not knowing for sure exactly where you are supposed to be going.
Just go.
You can hear your father shout, "Fine, if she does not want to serve her people, then she can die out there."
Fuck yeah.
You're running and running and looking around, but the world doesn't change. You still feel 14. You don't feel your grandmother's axes materialize on your back just because they're out of sight. You still feel a single axe hanging uncomfortably from your hip, banging against your knee as you run. The handle of it, I mean. You are running as fast as you can. Your cheeks feel hot, and without realizing it, at some point during this, you started crying.
Locke?
Your chest
Well,
hurts. You can still when you turn around, see your tribe far off in the distance. What do you do?
Close her eyes, and Locke will offer up a quick prayer to her grandmother's spirit, Cord, to the Dream Lady. Help me find the path back to where I need to be. Help me find the path back to my friends.
There is no path. You broke.
No, I'm loved. There is a hell of a big difference.
You opened your eyes, Locke. And now you're mine. You feel the ground give way beneath you,
No.
and you go
Oh!
into a free fall. We are going to move on to Despina.
Oh no. I like this.
Thank God.
Thank God, you're grateful?
We're moving on? Yes. You're terrifying, and you made me cry again.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
Also, do not clutch the danger dice in your hand.
I
But you
told
learned
you
from
not to
last
clutch the danger dice in your hand! Jezebel!
They hurt.
Yeah! That's why I told you not to clutch the metal danger dice! You're basically grasping at a caltrip!
Yeah. Good luck, Despina.
Yeah, woo.
Despina?
Okay.
Are you crying already?
Oh.
Are you
Be
sure?
strong.
Yeah.
Be strong.
I am gonna say, Jess, you do get some points
Yeah?
for Locke acting like Locke.
Her grandmother told her to her eyes. That's what she's gonna do.
That's why I said you get points for that. Well done.
It's not fun picking on poor baby Locke.
I'm sorry. You opened your eyes. You didn't even wait for me to give you the wisdom check.
I know. It was
Open your fucking eyes.
it was her automatic response.
It's okay. It's okay. I know what happens next, but you don't.
No, no, I don't.
Scared.
I'm probably gonna go say hello to Hand in Pocket.
Despina.
Huh.
You are running. And you're running. And you're running. You know that you have lost your friends at this point, whether they are dead or just far ahead of you or far behind. You don't know anymore. All you know is that you're alone. And you are running. And that soft voice in your head says, "Keep going. You're doing great." Before long, the ground beneath your feet gives way to sand and wood and then cobblestones. And while you know you're not turning, you can feel the wind on your face changing direction as if you are. The wind is slightly salty, and it's familiar. It smells like the ocean and like your hometown and the city. You can hear your mother and your stepfather. And your sister. All preparing dinner. They're cooking out again. You know how they enjoy cooking out. Whenever your stepfather is home from the sea, and you can smell the food grilling over the fire. You try to turn, but you are always heading towards it. Despina! Welcome back, my dear. Come on. It's time for dinner. Well, almost. Not quite. We're almost there. You hear your mother calling to you. And you are going towards her. Welcome back, your stepfather says. And you come to a stop. Why are your eyes closed? You hear your half-sister say.
A little game I'm playing.
I mean, it's a game where you're gonna run into a wall. But sure, I guess. Not the brightest game. You're gonna run into something.
That's the game.
The game is to run in. Okay, whatever.
The game is to avoid the walls.
But your eyes are closed. I don't.
Avoiding the walls, it wouldn't be a game if it was easy.
It's still a really dumb game. Running into walls doesn't feel great last I checked. But okay, sure. You do you, I guess. Well, you can play your game by avoiding running into the chair when you come sit down. Come on. It's your favorite. And you take a deep breath through your nose. It is indeed your favorite. Despina, I want you to describe to me your favorite dish.
Despina's favorite dish.
Question I thought we'd ever get asked.
Is Despina's favorite food? Probably
You're from a coastal
Some
town.
sort of like some sort of fish stew. I don't know. Something. I want to say calamari just for Despina posts.
Alright. You can smell. You smell calamari. And you smell vegetables. And you smell pita bread. And just it's delicious. I want you to roll me a wisdom check.
Okay. That's not bad.
Is it not a nat one?
It's not a nat one, and that's all I'm happy about.
Here.
Okay. You feel drawn to go and sit down. Your feet start moving without you thinking. And you take 2 steps forward. Come sit down, sweetie. You can hear the clinking of dishes and forks outside in the open air where your stepfather always liked to eat best. Your mother, too. Whenever the weather was nice, you would always eat outside, at a picnic table in the backyard. No, you are not going to pull your sister's chair out from under her. You hear your sister groan. And your hand lands on the back of a chair. I mean, it's her own fault. Her eyes are closed. If she fell, it wouldn't exactly be my fault she couldn't see. What do you do?
I sit down already, or I'm just grabbing onto the back of the chair?
You got your hand on the back of the chair. You haven't sat down yet.
I say I just have to go grab something real quick back from the house.
It can't wait until after dinner?
It'll be 2 seconds.
I come back from a long trip at sea, and you don't even want to see me?
I will see you when the game is done. I have to go grab something. Don't know if it's not for you.
For me? I want you to roll me a deception.
Okay.
Or a persuasion. I'll allow either one. I'll allow
Alright.
persuasion.
It's the same thing.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Sure, it's for me. Come on, we made your favorites. Come sit down. It's dinner time.
It'll just be a few minutes.
Despina, what do you need to grab so badly? Why didn't you grab it before you came back?
I wasn't in the house before.
What are you even grabbing?
I can't tell you. It's a surprise for Dad.
Uh-huh. Sure it is. Alright, fine. Ugh. Go grab whatever it is, then come back for dinner, okay?
Of course, of course.
As you start to walk away from the table, your feet feel heavy, like they're made of lead. You struggle to even turn around. I'm going to need another wisdom check.
It's math.
Okay. You start to walk away. I thought you said you were going in the house. Where are you going? Despina, it's time for dinner. Come sit down. Oh, so she gets to skip out on family dinner, but I'm stuck here. We're like basically the same age. No, you're not. I mean, yeah, she's a half-elf. But, like, that kind of makes us the same age, technically, sort of. No, it doesn't. And she's going to come back and sit down. Where are you going?
Like, just be a minute. I just gotta go this way for a minute.
Your food's gonna get cold. Come on, we just cooked it. It can't wait?
No, it'll just be a minute.
What aren't you telling me?
Did you say?
Couldn't hear her the last thing she said.
Yeah.
What? Despina, sweetheart, what aren't you telling me?
I just have to go grab something. It'll be fine, Mother.
Just be careful. It's getting late, alright?
Of course. Be back before you know it.
I'm... You can hear concern and worry in your mother's voice. Does this really need to happen now?
It won't be long.
That's not what I asked.
The faster I go, the faster I can come back, Mother.
Or you can just go later.
This is important.
Despina, it's getting late. Just come eat dinner. Before it gets cold.
No, Mother, I just need a few minutes.
Fine. 2 minutes, and then I'm sending your sister after you. Understood?
Understood. Then I run away.
Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
If that's
Nothing to concern yourself with.
oh god. It's even more concerning.
It's fine.
Ow.
Mm. As far as you know, it's fine.
Oh god, that's not better.
Alright. You take off running. There is no voice inside your head telling you that what you did was right or wrong. Your eyes are closed and the world just moves beneath you the same way it had been before. As you run along cobblestone, eventually you reach a forest and a road along that forest that you don't try to follow, but you keep ending up on anyway. You hear horses in the distance and the sound of wheels. You feel your circlet around your head change from a circlet into more of a bonnet. And you remember the months that you have spent with your grandmother, learning magics and the ways of state. After all, just in case your father never had another heir, she needed to make sure that you could handle it, even if she wholly disapproved of your being his primary heir. You feel your dress, which had been a traveling dress that was loose and good for making quick headway, become heavy and restricting and painfully familiar. You can hear your feet clack against marble flooring in shoes that you don't like and are not used to wearing. Because you didn't choose these shoes, and they didn't fit properly. They were just a tad too small. Despina, you are late. It is time for your lessons. You hear your grandmother's governess say. She always hired a governess, just in case she had matters of state to attend to. Why are your eyes closed?
What would the governess do?
I did not hear what you just said.
I'm thinking of a lie. Hold on.
You thunk!
You hear the familiar tap of the governess's shoe against the floor as she waits impatiently. Sit down, it is time for your lessons.
Yes, governess.
Your hand comes to a different chair. Far less comfortable, with a straight back. You knew that you were intended to sit with your back directly against it, to maintain good posture, and to keep your head held high. Do you sit down?
I feel like sitting down is a trap. Oh, God. Sitting down, the trap.
Open your eyes, young lady. It is important that you learn matters of state. If you are to be your father's heir, as you so clearly wish to be, then you must sit up straight.
I just need to...
You need nothing, you will sit.
There's something in my eyes. I
No.
have to get it out.
You are a lady. You will sit. You will deal with whatever discomfort you come across.
Ah, damn it. I don't know how to get away from the freaking... It's a governess.
It is a governess.
I'm just gonna...
You hear a slight
Uh-oh.
shuffle of cloth, and it's very familiar as your governess pulls out her wand.
Damn it.
I have told you to open your eyes and sit down.
Can I just book it?
You
I
can
have-
certainly
I
try.
know nothing else.
You can certainly try. I'm going to need an athletics.
Okay, this isn't gonna go well, but I'll do my best.
Oh, the last two athletics checks were Carrie and Locke. Who rolled
And you
nat
saw how
one.
well Zell's went.
Oh, yo, nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yes!
Okay.
Really little desperate.
Yeah!
Okay. So you just barely manage to make it out a door before you feel it slamming behind you, as if she'd intended for it to slam in front of you, keeping you in the room. Despina! You hear her shout disapprovingly. Your grandmother will hear of this.
Wait,
Roll me one more wisdom check.
wisdom? Okay. I'm not scared of the wisdom one.
Do you have a good wisdom score?
Yeah. How does math?
I wish I could tell you.
Him dust.
There we go.
Nice!
Okay.
Nice.
When you hear your governess mention your grandmother hearing of this, you do feel a twinge of fear, but it fades quickly. This isn't real, after all. Of that, you are certain. And you keep running. Lauren,
Yes.
Ah,
we're back to you again.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
There is no voice inside your head telling you how well you've done.
Blowing into the microphone.
I have no idea.
Sorry, I'm tense.
Fair. Fair, dude.
The ground beneath you is solid and stone. You can still hear the slurry flowing away. You keep running. Eventually, the smell of the mine fades away, and you smell ancient mahogany and clean linens and stone. Your armor feels heavy on your shoulders, heavier than it did before. You reach up for your holy symbol to find it missing. Roll me a perception check. You feel yourself going up a familiar set of stairs into a chamber that you have been in time and time again. There's music playing when you get inside. Softly. You hear people whispering. Why are his eyes closed? You remember this moment. You don't run. You slow yourself, and you walk with your head held high. People are whispering. They're wondering. Why are his eyes closed on such an important day? Is he nervous? Is he okay? Is he upset? Has he changed his mind? You come to a stop at another set of stairs. Make me a wisdom check. Oof. Okay.
Oh.
I knew it wasn't going to last.
You kneel down at the stairs and you hear a familiar voice. Not of Sister White, but of the head of the church, her superior. Today, we welcome into our ranks a young man who Bahamut himself has blessed and made a cleric. You remember this ceremony. It was when you received your first holy symbol. Your siblings and Sister White had given you this brand new armor just a few days before. You kneel there and you feel old, scaled hands gently lay upon your shoulders. Welcome, my son. You feel the chain placed around your neck, slowly and gently, and you are still, with your head bowed and your eyes closed throughout the entire ceremony. When it ends, you rise and you turn and you open your eyes to gaze upon your family and the people you've grown up knowing. You see Sister White in the front row, tears in her eyes, her own holy symbol clutched in her fist, proud, very, very proud of you. Some of your brothers are crying too, looking at you, standing there in your armor with a holy symbol proud upon your chest. You almost want to smile. The feeling just twitches right there. But of course, it does not follow through. It never has. You've never understood why. You bow before your congregation, and you speak. I will serve Lord Bahamut with all that I can. There are some cheers and applause. Afterwards, people come up. You're given hugs and pats on the shoulder and kisses on the cheek. Your brothers just shove you around a little bit, as brothers do. It's friendly. And they're proud of you, Boren. And they're glad that you're home with them. And they know that they are going to miss you when you go on your trip. But that's not for a few weeks, is it? You think and you know that there was something that you're forgetting. No one mentions the way your eyes were closed as you walked into the temple for your ceremony. No one brings it up. You're forgetting something. You just don't know what it is.
I'm sure I'll remember it later.
Sister White has prepared a feast for the entire temple with the help of some of your brothers. So you feast and you drink and you nod at jokes because you know that that's an acceptable response, and you just have so much trouble laughing for one reason or another. You've never understood it. But your brothers never cared. Nor did Sister White. The night continues on. At the end of it, you help Sister White clean up, despite her telling you that you don't have to. That today is your day. And you say, no, it's not. It's the Lord's day. She's proud of you. She pats your head and then kisses your forehead. You don't have to be here, Boren. Go on back with your brothers. Start getting ready for bed, okay? You can help me clean in the morning, I promise.
It's
And
all right, sister.
you do as you're told. You join your brothers in bed. You put your armor away and you shine it up nice and bright. So proud of it, so grateful to have it, knowing how much your siblings and Sister White put into it. You climb into bed and you fall into darkness. Okay.
Oh, no Boren on screen.
Sorry, dude. You rolled a 5.
Welcome to the darkness, Boren.
The worst game of musical chairs.
You rolled a 5.
Not much else you can do.
It's like, what, an Act 2 for you?
Yeah, that's what I rolled a 2 and my wisdom's +3.
Hmm.
At least you rolled. That's a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
You just pulled on wet for it.
It was Babushka. What else do you do?
Babushka, you couldn't handle the babushka.
You cannot tell Babushka no.
No.
Okay.
I mean, she has
Oh,
complete and total faith in Babushka.
I am ready to cry. Because I think I know what's coming next for Carrie.
We will now move to Carrie.
I'm already crying.
Be strong.
I
Actually,
must be strong.
we are going to take a break.
Oh great, let the dread seep in.